Salutations, crustaceans. I'm Lobster, and today we're going to be reviewing the B-450 from Harley Benton. Let's do this. This is the Harley Benton B-450, part of their Progressive series. Now, this bass caught my eye for a number of reasons, one of which being the price tag. At $155 plus shipping, this is one heck of a value. Featuring two humbuckers, yes, they're actually humbuckers, paired to a 2-band preamp that's bypassable and has a passive tone control on top of that. This is just a ridiculous package. Let's start with the basic specs. We have a gloss white painted alder body paired to a maple neck with a 24 fret black walnut fingerboard. This is 34-inch scale. We have a 42mm nut width, a relatively comfortable profile, and on top of that we have a very flat radius. I believe it's like a 12 or 14-inch radius, something like that. This fingerboard has these Tai Chi styled inlays, or that's what they're called. I think they look pretty cool at a bass at this price point. This is a cheap bass, so don't expect like top tier inlay work. However, they look pretty nice from a distance and up close. Up at the headstock, the facing is painted black. We have a Harley Benton logo and 4 black cheap Harley Benton tuners. However, they work quite nicely, especially considering this is a $155 instrument. The bridge is probably my one gripe with a very weird saddle design. Outside of that though, it intonates perfectly and it was very easy to set up this bass. Now a few quick comments about the body shape and the fingerboard. This little overhang is kind of annoying and I wish they just ended it at the 24th fret. It kind of gets in the way of slapping because it's right next to the pickup here, so you do have a reduced space to kind of get underneath the string. That being said, it's not a total hindrance, but you do notice it. On top of that, the body shape itself is not really all that well adapted to the 24 frets, and you do have some issues trying to reach those upper frets. Now let's go ahead and turn this bass around. Around back, we see a large control cavity, a separate and very functional battery door, and a 4-bolt neck attachment. There is no contoured neck heel, though it is kind of brought back a bit, and again, the body shape does not really make it all that accessible in the upper range. We can also see the back of this maple neck, and then up at the headstock we see that this is a made in China instrument, as most Harley Bentons are, or at least a lot of them, and the Harley Benton tuners. Now how much does the Harley Benton B-450 weigh? This particular example comes in at 8 pounds on the dot, which is relatively lightweight in the whole 4-string range. Definitely a bass you can wear for a long time without having any fatigue, especially as a beginner getting used to an instrument. You probably don't want a boat anchor. And how much does the Harley Benton B-450 cost? These come in at $155 plus shipping, and that price can vary a little bit with the fluctuation of global currency. But overall, this is a very inexpensive instrument. As I say in all my Harley Benton videos, I do recommend snagging at least 2 or 3 if you're ordering from Thomann, and that way you can save on shipping a little bit. I don't think it makes much sense to pay like $80 for shipping of a $150 instrument when you could pay like $120 for shipping of 3 instruments, so it makes sense. And I know you're wondering. No. And I know you're wondering, what does this bass sound like? You know what you need to do. Go ahead and pinch that like button so my hand will turn back to normal. Thanks. As you can see, for $155, this sounds really nice. These are real humbuckers, looking at you, Gresh, and I think they sound great both together as well as soloed. We have this 2-band preamp which you can bypass by pulling the volume control, and doing that enables you to use the treble control as a passive tone control. That is a really nice touch at this price point. So with the preamp bypassed, here's what this bass sounds like with both pickups together. And here's the tone at 50%. We have the center detent so we can get that spot exactly. And here's the tone all the way down. Next, let's engage the preamp and center our EQ controls. Here's what this bass sounds like with all the controls centered. Next, let's start playing with these pickups individually and start messing with this EQ. Let's start out with the neck pickup. Moving over to the neck pickup, you notice absolutely no noise. This thing is dead quiet with these humbuckers here. Let's start with the EQ centered. Very nice, very nice. It's not really a P-bass tone, but it's kind of P-bass-ish. You can get in that ballpark tonally, and in a mix, you can definitely sound the part. Now let's play with this preamp a bit. Let's cut everything first, so we're turning down the bass and the treble controls. Here's what that sounds like. Very nice, very nice. You still get a lot of tonal definition. Let's add the, whatever this control is. I think this is the treble. Let's center that, keeping the bass at full cut. And here's the treble all the way up. Not bad. It is not too harsh or too gritty. You definitely have enough clank there to have a good time, but it's not overwhelming. So that is the treble control. Let's bring that all the way down and bring our bass up to center. Don't know where that went, but yeah, so that is the bass control centered with the treble cut. You still get a nice round fat tone, completely different from when the bass was cut. So you have a lot of tonal flexibility here with this EQ, and again, you can bypass it as well and still have that passive tone control. Let's take the bass up all the way now, leaving the treble cut. A little on the boomy side at max, but it is a very usable range overall. Very nice. Next, let's go over to the bridge pickup. So bridge pickup, EQ centered, here's what that sounds like. A nice tone overall. This isn't really going to sound like, a jazz bass bridge pickup. You probably could mod this to have some coil selection. I haven't really taken apart these humbuckers or looked inside, other than just a brief glance, but I do remember them having 4 conductors, so you can wire this in a series parallel configuration. Right now these humbuckers are wired in series, but again, you do have that option to mod it if you want. Now let's cut the preamp once again, bringing both of the treble and bass control down. And let's take the treble up to center, leaving the bass cut. And let's just turn the treble up all the way. Next, let's take the treble down all the way and bring our bass control up to center. And here's the bass control all the way up. Again, a little on the boomy side, but overall for a $155 bass, I am very impressed with these electronics. Now let's center the blend control, have both humbuckers together, and we'll have the EQ centered. Not bad. I really like the humbuckers together. It sounds like a very nice modern tone. Now let's take the EQ all the way down. Here's what it sounds like at full cut. And here is the bass control. Nope. And here's the treble at center with the bass at full cut. And here's the treble all the way up. Next, let's take the treble all the way down and bring our bass control up to center. And here's the bass control all the way up. Okay, let's go ahead and center the EQ now. I'm going to grab my pick here and let's play around a little bit. I will play with both pickups together and then we'll solo them as well. Not bad with the pick, not bad. It's a little difficult to play because I kind of want to play a bit up here more and this little fingerboard thing gets in the way, so I have to play in a weird position for me personally. But I'm not really a pick player, so I'm not going to complain too much. Let's go ahead and solo the neck pickup now with a pick and the EQ centered. Really nice. You can actually get a very P-bassy tone out of this with a pick. Not too shabby. And here is the bridge pickup. And let's put that pick away. Let's center the blend control and see how she slaps. Very nice slap tone. Let's solo the neck pickup now, see how that sounds. And for giggles, let's do the bridge pickup too. And let's center the blend control one last time and throw some drums behind this bass. So here are my final thoughts on the Harley Benton B-450 from the Progressive series. Overall, I think this is a very high quality instrument for the $155. You have an alder body, maple neck, walnut fretboard, 24 frets, though they're not all that accessible at the top end, and a high quality set of electronics. Now keep in mind the price point though, because you do have to manage your expectations in some areas. Just like my JB40FL, the fretless jazz bass, which I rated 5 out of 5 claws, the pickups are a little bit stuck in their cavities. It's not like they're completely jammed in there, but it's difficult to raise the height on the neck pickup on this particular example. That being said, the setup out of the box was really nice. I threw on a set of SIT foundation nickel-plated 45 to 105 strings that we do on all our reviews now, and I think it sounds great on this bass. The bright strings definitely pair well with these electronics. You still get a lot of low end, but you get a lot of high end clarity as well. So I think this bass performs very well, and for a beginner or someone looking for a cheap beater or just their first active bass or something, this is a really cool instrument. Keep in mind, this isn't a multi-$1,000 boutique bass, but for a $155 plus shipping and yada yada, you get a really nice bass here for the money. So what am I going to rate the Harley Benton B-450 from the Progressive series? Yeah! I'm going to rate this bass 4 out of 5 claws. The quality electronics, which are actually really surprisingly good, paired with the solid build quality and the ridiculous price at $155, this is an overall just great value and solid bass for the money. Again, if you're looking for something to mess around on, if you're new to the instrument and aren't looking to spend a fortune, these basses are definitely worth checking out. There's plenty of basses that are twice the price and do not deliver. And Harley Bentons, at least the lower end Harley Bentons, in my experience, definitely tend to deliver. The higher end ones start to kind of diminish in their value, but these lower end ones, like the sub $200 ones, have always impressed me. Let me know what you all think about this bass down in the comments below, but I know I am pretty impressed. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to like, subscribe, join our Discord channel, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the Harley Benton B-450 from the Progressive series. And as always, until we groove again.